Myles Garrett. So we did this at the top of the show in our news segment. He says he's not open to a contract extension. Do you think the Browns can change his mind about the trade request? Are they closer to a contract extension? Well, it's everybody's kind of digging in.
Right? It's my Brian Windhurst. The language on that was interesting though, right? Not open to a contract extension. Not saying that they didn't say Myles Garrett is not open to returning to Cleveland or playing for the Browns. Just not open to a contract extension. Now, why do I think that language is important? Well, I don't think the Browns are trying to sign Myles Garrett to a contract extension. I think they're trying to sign him to a new deal. I think Myles wants to sign a new deal in Cleveland. Now, why would Myles want to do that? Walk with me here, right? Myles Garrett has expressed that, hey, if things go wrong, I want to go to a contender. Now, Dave, we've talked about this on the show. He has no leverage. Why does he have no leverage?
He has two
Because
2 years left on his contract.
2 years left on his contract, one, and two, he has nothing in that contract that dictates where he can be traded. You could trade him to Jacksonville Jaguars for all we care. I think what Myles is probably angling for is one, I think the team wants as much guaranteed money as possible to dissuade any kind of trade in the future. But I think Myles would probably like something like a no trade clause in the contract, right? Which you got to get a new contract to be able to do that, which is why I think the language on this is important. I think he's open to coming back to Cleveland, but he does want a better parachute if he ever decides he wants to go out. And I think this is about negotiating a better parachute. Hey, if I do say I want to be traded, I want some control about where I go. And that, given everything that happened this offseason, would make a ton of sense for both parties.
Well, yeah, and the Browns can claim victory because he's back, and he has a no trade clause. But be careful because that no trade clause may be so he can make sure he's not going to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, a deal has to have benefits on both sides in order to make any sense. The Browns get to keep him under guaranteed money for the next couple of years. They get to say, hey, look, see this out. Trust us. See this out. We're going to have a plan here. We're going to be competitive sooner than later. And then if they're right about that plan, then Myles is going to be a Brown forever. But if they're not right about that plan, then Myles gets to say, hey, okay, well, hey, look, I want out. I have a no trade clause. Basically, you got to trade me where I want to be traded, or I'm just going to cause havoc, right? Like, so both sides get exactly what they want. And that would make sense. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening, Dave, but I am saying, that's interesting wording, right? It's interesting wording.